All right, guys, so this is going to be a video really quick going over how to complete a wireless mobile, or as we're all going to call it, probably just a phone sale for the Verizon side of things when they're a new customer. So as you can see right here, I already took the liberty of actually going ahead and pre-filling out all of this. So I just skipped a little bit of steps to where all of the customer already filled it out. So we've already sent out this email. They've already pre-filled it out. Right now, we're just using like a John Doe account to where we can go ahead and run like a mock sale. But of course, when you're completing the sale, the customer's information will have to be filled out by them. So we're just gonna go ahead and submit this. That way we can go ahead and see exactly how to go ahead and complete the phone sale. So we're gonna hit run credit. Now the big thing I wanted to point out here is this PR means that it's just in pending review, right? We're gonna refresh that and keep refreshing it up until normally with your customer, it would say approved right here, and then it would have a finance limit right here on the bottom right-hand corner. That finance limit is super important because that's gonna give you the exact amount of the total cost that they can go ahead without paying any price to Verizon. So for example, I've seen the highest be 7,000, the lowest be 500. Some people still qualify to get a phone absolutely for free, which is really important if they're gonna go ahead and get a new device. So we can go ahead and start postpaid order here. And it's gonna take us to the next screen. Now the most important thing here is right here on the left-hand side, this is gonna be the number of lines that you wanna go ahead and add. This is a great time to ask the customer how many lines they're looking to switch over. I would always go on the safe side of adding more rather than less. That way you can take away some later on. So let's go ahead and say the prime example of being 2 smartphones that they're gonna be switching over to the Verizon service. Okay, you can go ahead and generate MDNs there. Now, the number one most important thing, you can see yellow here. Of course, back with a real customer, it would be approved with that finance limit. So we're gonna get rid of that really quick. Now, here's the most important thing. Generate new numbers or port numbers through another carrier. If the customer doesn't really care about the numbers they're getting, I would always generate new numbers because, of course, for us, it saves time. But 90% of your customers are probably gonna wanna port numbers through another carrier. Now, the easiest way I've seen this been done, there's 2 ways if they wanna go ahead and port a number. However many lines, you're gonna put the number to port, okay? And then you're gonna slide on down here and put the account number. The number one most question I get asked is, where do you find this account number? So this is where you would ask the customer for a bill, whether it's Spectrum, Sprint, T-Mobile, XYZ, whatever they're going ahead and using. And it would have an account number on the top right-hand corner of their bill. You would enter that account number along with their PIN. They could actually get it ported over there. Another way you can go ahead and do it is it'll have a port in button later right here. That will allow you to go ahead and complete the sale, and they can call another porting and activation number. That's actually a lot easier, which I recommend a lot of people do. So for example, let's say we're gonna generate a whole new number because this customer doesn't want to go with a whole new brand new phone number. You see, this is where this port in later would come in. Like I said, I always recommend checking those boxes. The phone number, I always put it on the WhatsApp, but you can definitely find it from your upline or your upline coach and counsel. There's a porting and activation number that can definitely get you that number on how to activate those phone numbers. So now that we generated the MDNs, that's what's gonna pop up here. Now, of course, if you've already done the porting and activation, their new number should pop up here. Or if you put port in later and you're trying to port in numbers, it will say either like 1 and 2 right there with no line numbers just so yet. That way you can port them in later on. So you can see right here, our customer's name is John Doe with their email. We're gonna continue there. Now here's the most important thing as well. So we can see here that there's 2 lines that we're actually gonna go ahead and be adding to the Verizon accounts. Now, 90% of your customers are gonna want either a new device or maybe 50-50 actually split between wanting a new device or bringing their service over. This general section right here is for bringing your device over. So let's say that we want this customer to bring in their device, okay? Now, the device ID, that's just another word for the IMEI's numbers for the actual phone that they're gonna be porting in. The easiest way to find it, okay, is if you go to your settings and you would go to your general, go to about on their phone, You can also scroll down here, and then you can hit the IMEI numbers that is right here. Let me see if you can see it. It'll be this IMEI number right here. I think it's like a 15-digit number. That's the number you're going to enter right here in this area, and it'll actually pull up the exact make, model, and iPhone or Samsung device. That way you can go ahead and be transferred over completely to the line number. Okay, so that's everything for transferring over with the IMEIs. Now let's say they want a whole new device. You're going to shop devices right here. And this is where a lot of your customers actually get sold, because they're able to see the entirety of all their customization on what they're willing to pick. You can go between Samsungs, between Apple, between Google Pixels, between the S23s, or even the older models of any of the Google, Samsungs, or iPhones. Now, the most important thing to remember is that finance limit that we talked about earlier. Okay, if you ever forget, no worries. You can always go up here to account, and then you will find that finance limit right here in this bottom right corner. That would usually be there if this was a real customer. And you just want to compare that to the retail price. So like I said, the highest being 7,000, the lowest being 500. Whatever the difference is how much that customer will have to pay out of pocket. So we always recommend them paying nothing but the sales tax out of pocket. So you can see here, let's say they got financed for a $1,500 limit. They could get the iPhone 14 Pro for free because they got financed for that. Does that make sense? So right here you can see you can pick between different gigabytes of storage. Primarily, I never try to go too in depth. I tell them they're going to get the 128 gigabytes, or I just matched it up to what the IMEI number said as, for their storage as well, and keep that the same. You can see device protection right here. Most people will try to get some device protection. This is super important because you have the highest of all the rings and all the bells right here, being an extra $17 a month. You also have the no device protection right here of $0 a month. Now, I've been asking around, networking out. Between doing some further review, I honestly do agree with the 725 being the best wireless phone protection. They're able to go ahead and do a next day replacement. Now, if someone wants all the bells and whistles, you can see right here, these go ahead and do the battery replacement. Just little things to look over on your own time. I won't get too in detail on this video. That'll be another video. But you can see right here, we'll go with the wireless replacement phone protection for $725 a month. Okay. And we'll go ahead and you'll be able to pick your color and everything like that. You can go down here and you can see right there, there's a little bit more information. So we go right there, pick the phones. Like I said, you're not eligible for device. Okay. Right there. You do have to click the payment options. Now, this is the one mistake that most people do that I just did right now. They won't ever click the payment option, so it won't go ahead and put ship it. So just make sure that you hit the actual payment options, as well as we're going to have to re-click the protection right there. So we're going to hit ship it. You can see right there that the device was successfully added to cart, so that's ready to go. Now we're almost done completing the first line. We also have to add the plan. So Verizon's pretty cool by creating your popular plans. You can definitely create a popular plan and just by hitting select. Now, I always recommend going with the build plan. So that's going to let you kind of customize it, compare completely to the actual customer. That goes ahead and creates that long-term customer. So you can see the two plans right here between Unlimited Plus and Unlimited Welcome. The biggest difference, you can definitely go into the detail. Just I won't have time for it in the review details. That's a whole different video. But the biggest difference right here is the Unlimited Plus has a 3-year price guarantee. The Unlimited Welcome does not. And the Unlimited Plus also qualifies your customer for $25 of internet. So this is the one primarily our reps are going to be utilizing throughout the entire sales process. And then here you can see the different perks. Definitely between my time of selling all of the wireless phones, Disney bundle, the hotspot, and maybe the cloud storage, or the cloud storage are the biggest three. Now, if you don't really know the differences, you can always hit review details right here. Kind of dive into it deep. It's pretty easy to add. You can just check it in, and you can kind of plug and play whichever ones you see fit, and you can see them added up right here. Okay, so you can see right here, maybe this customer just wants the Disney bundle, which gets them Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN for free. You can put validate and review. Okay, you can see right here, that whole plan has been completed for that entire thing. Right, you can see right here the protection costs and everything else, giving you an overview of everything, which the customer probably absolutely love at that part. And you can see the first line is completely done between the phones, the plans, the protection, and also all of the add-ons. So that complete first line is ready to be built and they're already completed and added to the cart. You'll just do the same plug in play for the exact same second one. So I'm gonna go ahead and create this really quick. Okay, now like I said, let's say they're getting the same one. Make sure to hit payment options, ship it, no device protection. Now if you don't have device protection, it'll always pop it up automatically, just that way you can go ahead and remind the customers of that. The person wants the same one, the 725. The exact same thing would pop up as well. You hit accept, and right there you can see that we have successfully built 2 complete lines of iPhone 14 Pros in deep purple with device protection. One of them with the Disney bundle, both of them on the Unlimited Plus that we're going to add right now. Validate and review. You can see right here is getting the estimated time plan cost. We're almost ready to go. Okay, so you can see right here at the very bottom. Now, very rarely the customer will ask for a whole estimated new monthly bill breakdown, but if you wanted to, you can put show breakdown right here. It'll say the estimated charges. It'll say which ones are surcharges or which ones are due to add-ons or the taxes and fees. Okay, the subtotal right now is $2,099. That's only because, like I said, this is a John Doe account, so they got finance for $0. Of course, your customer will get finance for a lot more, but you would hit proceed to order. They would get the terms and agreements. Okay, of course I can't do this because we can't send it to a whole new email. And then they would get the last email, which is paying the sales tax of these phones. Now, this is something this is the cost that we can't escape. Okay, they will always pay this sales tax on their phones. After doing some research, I believe it's always 7% of the total cost of the phone. So if it's $799 or $700, the percentage, of course, is going to be around $70, $50, $60, around there. They would get a link to their email. They would put in their card. Right after that, you would get a whole new order number saying you have successfully completed the sale. And if they're transferring over the numbers because they just going in and switching lines, you, of course, wouldn't have to pay anything. So I always recommend going whichever way the customer sees fit. But other than that, guys, that's how to go ahead and complete a whole wireless sale. Hope you all enjoyed that. And then way more videos to come in the future.